it's Amanda from scrimpingmummy.co.uk. Today I'm going to be decorating one of these lovely new baker's boxes. They're a lot bigger than the pizza style boxes that we had and the other kind of baker's boxes. They're a lot bigger. And we've got a clear window as well, so you could put anything in these. So here's one that I made earlier, and I've decorated it really cute. And I'm going to show you how I've done it. Really simple, and as I say, you can fill them with what you like. Now the finished dimensions of these, let me just get my ruler, are so it's 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. So you could make 4 by 4 note cards, you could put a cake in here, you could put a gift in, you could put anything you want in these. And the depth of them is, when they're made up and they're finished, about 2 1/8, something like that, roundabout. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I've decorated mine and give you some tips on how to put these together. So first of all, just let me make sure I've got everything. The only thing that I don't have, just quickly go and scarper from it, is my envelope punch board for making the bow for the top. So first of all, what you want to do is go and score all of those, not score, they're already scored, burnish all of those score lines. It's all pre-done for you. All the cutting's done, all the measuring's done. How easy is that? But I would suggest that you do give them a really good crease. And I'm going to give you another tip for these boxes when it comes to putting them together. Okay, so I'm giving all of these lines a really good squeeze so that they're nice and precise, nice and crisp, and you will get better results if you take time over it. If you just flick them together willy-nilly, then they'll be a little bit gapey, and they'll look baggy. The sides, for want of a better word, they'll look baggy. You don't want baggy baker's boxes. That's the last thing we want. Baggy baker's boxes, dear me. Oh dear, I don't know. Right. So I've creased all of those now. So now I'm going to mat and layer mine with some of the beautiful Santa's Workshop DSP. So first of all, I'm using Poppy Parade cardstock, and I've cut these, and I've done one for the back, front, and the sides. And these have been cut just very slightly smaller, 1/8 of an inch smaller. So these measure 2 by 4, I believe. Let me double check. Let me stick that on there and then double check. I will leave all of the measurements over on my blog for what I did cut them to. And I am using wet glue, and these have got kind of a gloss to them, but they will still stick. 2 by 4, yeah. Okay. So, you don't really have to think about where you're sticking when you put your cardstock on. Doesn't matter, there's no up or down, is there? Because it's just plain cardstock. But when you get to your DSP, you've got to start and think about how the box, you know, goes together. Is that straight? And this is why I'm using wet glue, because you do then have wiggle room, because you want it to be nice. If it's going to be a gift box, you want to take that bit of time making sure it's all done right. But these are brilliant. You get a packet of 8. So how awesome is that if you're not very confident at making boxes, or you're short for time, or you just like them like I do? They're a brilliant product. Love them. I think they're great. So if you have a lot of time and a lot of stress trying to make your own boxes. There we are. You could pack them, get some lovely tissue, and you could pack them with sweeties. My little girl loves American sweets, Reese's, jelly beans, Warheads, anything, you know. So sometimes if you're lucky, you can find them in the pound shop in the UK. And I'll get a few packets and wrap them in tissue. They'd be nice put in this little box. Right, so now what I've done is I have cut some panels of DSP. I'm going to show you the sheet that I used, if I've got any left, because I've used quite a lot of this. I used this sheet here, and if you look, they're in panels, okay? And if you very carefully trim this edge off first, okay, and then put that against your trimmer, you want to cut strips that are 1 7/8 of an inch, okay? And then you want to cut it, is it 1 7/8? Yeah, 1 7/8 that way, and then this way it wants to be 3 7/8. Then they will layer nicely on your cardstock. However, do think carefully which way you want them, because for example, that's facing me there, but when it's closed, it's going to be that way up. So I want to make sure my DSP is on the right way round. So please do think about it. Every single panel that you stick down, think about it first. Okay? Don't want you sticking it on upside down, because with this one it does matter. Now I've cut them, and you know the pattern doesn't necessarily run on. That doesn't worry me at all. Not at all. I'm going to put the two ladies at the side and that one there. So again, I've got to think about which way these go. So when it's up, that'll go that way, and that one wants to go that way. So they want to be that way, and then this is going to shut that way, so it wants to be that way. Okay, I mean shot. Let me just zoom out ever so slightly so you can see the whole project at once. Okay, so think, like I can't say it strongly enough, think carefully which way around you're sticking these DSP panels. This paper is awesome because it's textured, and all of the white bits, like the pinny there and the bits of the little characters' hats, have got like a fluffy kind of texture to them. I call it flocked. It's flocked. It reminds me of, you know, that horrible wallpaper we used to have in the 70s. Yeah, but this is nicer. So that's that layered on there, and this is a quick project to do as well. If you're doing craft fairs, things like that, get some of this paper bought and get some of these boxes made. They're going to look awesome if you put them together on your stall. You could put like I say, gift cards in, sweets in. You could sell them just as they are, or if you don't do craft fairs, just make them because they're fun. That's the main reason I make things. Right, so now this is where I'm going to give you a tip about putting these together. If you want a nice firm looking box like this, okay, and you don't want a baggy baker's box, you want to add some adhesive to the tabs, okay? So you want to add adhesive to these. This is a random adhesive, this is not Stampin' Up, because I don't have any. Don't ask me where I've got it from, because I won't tell you. I'm a bit mean like that. And then, so we're going to put it together like we would do any other box. So we're going to line up those tabs, like on there. And then that will keep that stuck down. And we won't have a baggy baker's box. Nothing worse. You'll all be saying it as you're making them. We don't want a baggy baker's box. Right, let me just make sure that is lined up right. They do have like little teeth that go in the little holes there. But at the same time, I want it lined up nicely at the edges there, like you would any other box. Then tuck the little teeth in. Okay. And now what I'm going to do before I just do the last one, I'm just going to attach some adhesive on this bit, and that folds over that way. Okay. And it just gives just that bit more stability, and stops it gaping. Okay, and then attach my last corner. Oof. My hand-eye coordination's gone to pot today. Right, so now we've got a lovely firm box. Give those an extra squeeze and lift out that little tab, little thumb notch, and it all goes together like so. Now what we're also going to do is make a little belly band and put a bow on it. So I've cut a 1-inch strip here from the DSP. Let me just move that to one side and see if I can show you the sheet that I used. If I've got any left, again, I've used lots and lots of this DSP. It's this one. So this one again, as soon as I saw this, I just saw ribbons and bows. So this will cut into 1-inch strips. So I have a strip there, okay, so that is a full 1-inch by 12-inch strip, and then I have cut 1 to 1-inch by 6-inch, and these two are by 5-inch. Let me just check that, because that looks a little bit wide, to be honest. Let me just check that that is 1-inch, because to me that looks bigger than the others. I thought so. It's a tiny little bit out, so I'm just going to take that sliver off because I want it to be right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make a bow. Okay, so let me get my glue dots, and I'm using my new tool, which is the new Stampin' Up pick-up tool. It's got all sorts of functions, it's brilliant. Right, so what we're going to do is, this is a 6-inch one, so I'm going to punch it at 3. We've all made these bows. I've got several videos on my channel of how to make these. So that is going to be the large layer, bottom layer. So your larger piece, the 6-inch one, is the bottom layer of your bow, the bottom bow. Okay, so we're just going to put that together with my glue dots. Glue dot there. I round the corners off and then I line up where I've rounded. Like so. Now if it peeks out a little bit, which sometimes it does, you know, it's not always precise, I just get my snips and I will just snip it off so it's a nice shape. Okay, and let's do the other one. My glue dot there. So I've got the other side of the pattern DSP showing with the little red dots rather than the little characters, because I'm going to layer it up. And let me just give that a trim. I want it to look nice. There we go. And then we're going to just, for the bottom one, this one wants to be 2.5. Punch, turn, 2.5, and then go up the middle, up that, to make tails, and just eyeball the middle. Okay, and that makes your tails, and that is the very bottom layer of your bow. So let's get the first layer of my bow stuck on. Okay. Line up those narrow centre parts, give it a squeeze. If it needs fluffing up a bit, stick something round in and fluff it up. So then the next layer we're using the other 5-inch piece. Again we're going at 2.5, flip it, 2.5, this one round it. I'm doing this super fast because you've probably seen it done a million times, but they just never get old for me. I just love them. Never gets old. Love my punch board. Okay, so let's finish this bow. Glue dot there. Glue dot there. And these are another great idea for your craft fairs. But I don't want that there. I've done it the wrong way. Are the paper bows. You cannot go wrong with them. Make a bunch of them. Stick them in a pretty decorated cello bag, and people will buy them. I did a video last Christmas where I showed how to decorate and package them. If I think on, I'll add it. There'll be a little icon there, and I'll add it. I'll see if I can find the video for you to have a look. Okay, it's that one. A bow on that. I mean a dot, not a bow. Bow's on brain now. Okay. Stick that in there, like so. And then just to decorate that middle, I'm going to use one of these enamel shapes that are part of the suite. Got a little snowflake there, and then very, very finally in the centre, I'm going to add a red rhinestone just to make that stand out a bit more. And here's where my little tool is absolutely spot on. There we go, so that's that. Move those out of the way. So now I've got this strip, I'm going to have the red dots showing. So I bring my box back in. To make the belly band, rather than scoring and measuring it, I'm a bit too lazy. I'll show you a faster way. Just wrap it round, pull it tight, and nip, 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 and nip. Take it off, and where you've nipped, crease it firmly. Okay. Crease it firmly. And there we go. And then put it back around your box. Okie doke. Put it kind of in the middle. Pull it nice and firmly. And then I'm using my tape runner. There. Plenty on, then line up your bow. It's a bit of a cheats way of doing it. Let's have a look. There we go. Get your bow lined up. That's not lined up. There we go. And then press. And that's attached to your belly band. And you're good to go. I haven't put that on very straight. Let me just do that again. I'll just lift that one up. I know I'm being quick for the video, but I don't want it to be skew whiff. So there we go. And that it will slide on and off. And it's just about perfect. So there you go. So there's one to prove that I did do a sample for you. So go and have a go at the wonderful Baker's boxes, and if you follow my tips, they won't be baggy, they won't be gapey at the sides, and they make awesome, awesome gifts. I absolutely love this DSP. How cute is that? Go and have some fun. All the measurements will be over on my blog, scrimpymummy.co.uk, and I'll see you again soon.